Hello, welcome to this video. This video we are going to talk about sales tax code in SAP Sales Order, how they are determined. Yes, so let's start our investigation together. This is our sales order here. I just want to focus in header detail of the sales order, like what is the order type, yeah, what is the sales area here, and what is the pricing procedure. First under sales tab, then I want you to focus on condition tab here, because in condition tab you will get all condition types as a pricing elements which are coming in here. I want you to focus on this condition type ZMW1, which is very important for tax determination. Yeah. Now, for further investigation, I want you to take you to the item data label details of this sales order. So if you go to particular line items, yeah, and if you focus on material here, and if you go to billing document details, you will find something called tax classification. So for one material it is 1, and for another material it is 2, right? So now you are ready and you have observed all key elements which are going to be helpful to understand how tax is determined. Yeah. So for now, I will say that now we see that we have a sales order and we notice that tax codes or tax rates are determined there, right? But how these tax rates are determined and how come under same condition type, yes, we have two sales tax rate coming in, right? How is this possible in SAP? Okay, so we will check this together. So let's now try to understand most important thing in SAP sales order in this whole process is something called pricing procedure. Okay, so if you talk about pricing procedure, this is just a checklist, it's a very specific ordered sequence of calculations and conditions that SAP runs through every time, to figure out the final price for every line item which you entered. And this pricing includes our discounts calculation, surcharges if any are there, and in case most important, these taxes. So this all is maintained under pricing procedure. So now we know that in our sales order we have pricing procedure ZVAA01. But now question comes, how does SAP know that they have to use this pricing procedure only? Where the magic happens in SAP, where all settings, how all settings are done, right? So we will see this in our as a next topic. So here, this is an customizing activity which we do in SAP. Under this node sales and distribution, we come to basic functions here, and under pricing and pricing, we can see pricing control. We have activity which you need to perform, which is called define and assign pricing procedure. When we click on this activity, this clock like button here, yeah, then there are several activities which we need to perform. Okay, first is we have to maintain our pricing procedures. Means we will see what we maintain, how it looks like. Then we have to define our customer pricing procedure. Then we have to define our document pricing procedure. Then we have to assign this document pricing procedure to order type or billing type as per our scenarios. And then we have to define this pricing procedure determination, how they will be determined. Okay, so now first let's move ahead and let's check in detail how pricing procedure looks like. So when we click on that activity, maintain pricing procedure, we will get something like this. Okay, you have to maintain it, but this I'm just displaying how it looks like. So this will be a pricing procedure here, and we maintain our condition types in a stepwise, how they will be there. I will create another video on how pricing procedures are actually set up, yeah, what all these things means there, what is this account key and all. But right now I want you to focus and understand this procedure and how condition types are there. And there is one more condition type which we maintain, which is important for us for output tax determination, which is ZMW1. Okay, so this is maintained in pricing procedure. After pricing procedure, let's define our customer pricing procedure. So customer pricing procedures, we can define several as we need, and basically it means like how we want to sell to the customers. Okay, as a standard way, or you want to sell it including sale tax, or this sales, some kind of refund will be there in the pricing procedures here. This kind of scenario we try to configure with pricing procedures. Okay, then it comes document pricing procedures, like, okay, so here we define our document pricing procedures, which we generally assign to our sales order type or billing type. Yeah, so this is defined here. We try to configure all possible scenarios as a document pricing procedures, which can be directly assigned to our sales order type, right? So this we do here. Then after that, next step, we have to assign our document pricing procedures to our order types, right? So that it can determine which pricing procedure we are talking about in this sales order, right? Once this is done, we move ahead, and then here comes pricing procedure determination, where this determination logic, which we only build up on basis of sales area, okay, and our document procedure, which we assign to every order type, right? And our customer pricing procedure also, which basically we define in earlier activities, but this is again assigned later in the customer master data, as this document pricing procedure is assigned to the sales order type here itself, but customer pricing procedure is something which we assign in customer master data. I will show you later. And then all those three settings are done, then SAP tries to determine which pricing procedure should comes in. Okay, so in our case, we have seen that we have two pricing pricing procedure ZVA01, but here we see two scenarios here for this pricing procedure, right? One says when customer pricing procedure is 1, then also, and when if customer pricing procedure is 2, then also same pricing procedure should be determined, right? Now so this comes to think, or let's go to customer master data and see where we define our customer pricing procedure, how we define our customer, how we assign our customer pricing procedure to the customer master data, right? Let's move ahead. So this is our customer master data BP here. We go to sales view of this customer master data. So here we'll find sales area, and under sales area we have these orders, right? So under order tab we assign our customer pricing procedure. So this is the setting which we do in our master data setting, right? So now we have our we have defined we have pricing procedure defined, we have our document pricing procedure defined, we have our customer pricing procedure defined, we have assigned our document pricing procedure to sales order type, we have customer pricing procedure now which is maintained in our customer master data. So now I will want you to take to again back to this pricing procedure determination screen, where now you can understand, okay, why this line item is picked in our process, okay? Because we have this sales area from sales order, you have noticed, yeah. Then we have this document pricing procedure A, because which was assigned to our sales order type vital, so we have this vital sales order, so that's why document pricing procedure A will be valid scenario. Then we have customer pricing procedure 1 from customer master data, right? So that's why pricing procedure this is determined. So now when we create sales order, this pricing procedure comes. That's how it is determined, right? On the basis of these data. So now we know how pricing procedure get determined. Now the second point, okay, which was like, how come ZMW1, which was the condition type, have two different tax rates? Okay, that will be our next mystery questions, right? So in that case, I would like to take you to the condition types in detail. What are condition types? Okay, let's check the condition types scenario. So this is customization about condition types, where we define our condition type. Same menu again. Okay, IMG menu. We come to complete pricing controls. We will find few things again, few activities we have to do. So there is one thing called condition types. So we define our condition types here. So here I have defined my condition type as ZMW1. And you notice this condition type, we enter some data. Okay, so this is condition class is taxes, calculation is percentage wise, right? Category is tax. Okay, and there is also something called as access sequence. This is also very important to understand, because access sequence is helpful when we create our condition records. Okay, this is something which we create our condition records, and then access sequence help there, like in what access, in what sequence we want to maintain, how we want to maintain our conditions records. Yeah, so now once this is done, right, then, but one more thing, in this condition type there is a reference condition type also, MWST. So this is maintained with MWST, which is kind of SAP standard output tax. Yeah, condition type. So this is here. So it means we have defined our own condition type because of some reasons, but we are referring to this condition type MWST, and then it means we can use this condition type's access sequence. No need to maintain separate condition record for this access sequence Z MWS, we can use condition type MWST access sequence only. Okay, and that's why you see here when I go to kind of condition record, this is something coming from condition record. I will show you in in some time. Yeah, but this is coming from, that's why this is coming from MWST. Okay, but before this all things done, now we know about condition type, right? But this condition type you will we define on some basis, right? On what basis? Like here when we create our sales order, right, for tax purpose we should understand that either our customer, we should think about whether this customer is a tax liable or not, right? One thing that, so we have to do that setting first somewhere, right? Second thing is I shown you material, right? Material was classified, in which category it should come, right? So these two settings also we do in master data, right? So let's first take me to the customer master sales data. So here we come customer master, then this is our sales view again, sales data. Under billing, if you come, you will find out that for output tax of this customer, for output tax, this is liable. Okay, so this customer is liable for taxes. And whether we are, as an organization, we are sending material from Germany or from Netherlands, this customer is liable. Okay, so this is liable customer. Okay, second point, now go to material master. Here you will see we create our material master here. Yeah, in here we also say articles in retail box. So here you will see under basic data we have maintained a tax class. So for this material it was tax class 2, for this material it was tax classification as 1, here tax classified as 2. What does it mean? Like we define this also. It means either no tax on this tax class material, or they will be fully taxed, or maybe half tax, maybe low tax rate, some tax rate we will define on that. How we define this will define on our condition record, right? So this also we assign this to our material master, how we want to look in as per scenario wise, right? So once this is done, this all settings are there. We have our condition types, we have our customer master data, we know that whether it's liable or not, and then we have our material, we know that how this material should be taxed, whether it should be no tax on this or full tax or half tax. Now we are ready to create our condition records. So let's look into condition records now. Okay, so if you go to condition records, what you will see here, that as you go to condition records, generally to see it you can go to use transaction code VK13. If you want to create, we can use VK11. Okay, then once you come here you will find something called key combination. This is nothing but access sequence. Okay, so in our scenario we are trying to create for export taxes. Okay, so once you click on export tax, you will find here now what it will ask for few things which we have defined in our access sequence. When we design our access sequences table, then we define what all entries should be needed, yeah, what all data should be needed. So this is of course it will be separate video where you can check this details, but here is a country thing. So we departure country is Germany, and then we want to check how many tax conditions records are available here. Okay, if you go, you just say for departure country D, if departure country is D, and this particular D is our destination country. Okay, where it is, like customers, where customer is from where, right? So if material is coming from or sent from Germany, and customer is in, let's say, in Germany or in Netherlands, and if it is classified customer as tax liable customer, okay, and if article is 1, tax classification is 1, it means like full tax, then 19% of tax will be there, and tax code will be E2. Okay, tax code also comes into picture here. So E2 tax code will be applied with the 19%. Okay, because E2 tax code has 19%. Then we will check this also, tax code configuration and all in some other video. Okay, I will share in my, just check my playlist. Then this is classification 1. If customer is again liable for taxes and article is half taxed, then we will give it tax code E1, which is 7%. So that's how our tax rates are defined here, right? And this all details, again, if I take you back to material line items of sales order, you will see that you have this here. You see this for this material, when you say condition type, this coming as a 19%, which was fully taxed. This material was fully tax liable, and this second material was half tax, so 7%. Yeah. And if you like, for this condition type, you click on one condition type and you click on condition record here. Yeah, you just click on this glasses thing, condition record here. You will find that how it is. Okay, this is distance sending country, then where, or material departure country, you can say. Okay, and then this is our customer country, destination country. Yeah, where we are sending it address wise, and then how it's classified as, like, customer classification is 1 and article classification 1 is fully taxable, so 19% output tax coming. So now you know how it is coming from where, right? And then if it is half taxable, then 7% tax rate coming. So this is all about determination of sales tax code in your SAP sales order. Hope you have gained something from this. Thank you for watching this video. Please do like and subscribe and comment your thoughts, so it will help me to improve my content. Thank you for your time.